So I'm still kind of in shock that this has happened, but over the past few months, I've made $500 by producing music for people. And the irony of it is that I wasn't really marketing myself as a producer for other people. Like I wasn't selling my services or anything like that. And I think that's really been sort of the profound thing for me, because when you go on YouTube and you search all these music producer business strategies, they always tell, oh, you need to market yourself, you need to always sell your services. And at least just with what has happened for me, it has been just the demonstration of skill that has allowed other people to reach out to me, which is exactly what has happened, which is honestly the best way to sell, I think, if someone just reaches out to you and asks. And so that's exactly what happened with the first client that I had. I'm not going to reveal names because a lot of the songs, I'm going to post samples of them and they're not actually released yet. So, but I'm going to just keep their artist names confidential for now. So, but the first person reached out to me through Instagram and just sent me a message, and he found one of my videos. It was actually my song called Double Down, which I did in the Lewis Bell monthly class. And so he listened to that and he was like, I like this. And then he just straight up asked me how much I would charge to make a track for him. He was a singer, he writes lyrics, he writes vocal melodies, but he just didn't have the instrumental around it to support it and make it a full-fledged track. And he asked me how much I would charge to make a track for him and produce his song. And I thought about it. I'm like, I don't even know. Like, this isn't even something that I've really thought about before. And I'm like, well, I'm starting out. So, you know, I've produced a lot of music for my own, but I haven't for others. So I thought it was I felt pretty comfortable saying $80. And if he didn't like the track, then he didn't have to pay me. And I felt that that was a very fair thing to do. And it took a lot of pressure off of me, because either way, I get practice producing for someone. And if he likes it, I get $80. And if he doesn't like it, it doesn't matter, because he's not out any money. So I think that is a cool thing to do if you're starting out, is to say, hey, have a flat fee, but if they don't like it, say, hey, you don't pay. And, you know, there's obviously an element of risk that you don't get money, but really you're gaining experience regardless, or at least that's how I viewed it. So anyway, I did that. And so here is a sample of the first track that we did together. So after I sent him that, he seemed to really like it, which was great. And in fact, he even gave me a $20 tip, which was unreal. So basically I got $100 for my first song. And he seemed to like it so much that he wanted me to help him produce other tracks for him. So at this point, I've helped him produce 4 full songs, and each song I've gotten paid $100, which is fantastic. So, you know, that's $400 in my pocket. But, you know, really the more valuable thing for me is, one, I'm starting to develop skills to produce for other people. I'm used to producing for myself, right? So I'm doing the lyrics, I'm doing the melody, I'm doing the instruments. And so I have to sort of cater what they want in their song, and not just like what I would gravitate towards. Like, I have a certain style that I gravitate towards, but my client, on the other hand, has sort of at least something in his head that he wants done. And so I have to put aside my ego, basically, on what I feel would suit me the best, and figure out, okay, well, what would suit him the best. And that's been sort of a neat thing to figure out how to do, and how to do that well. And so I'm not going to say I'm a pro at it, but I feel like I've gotten better with each subsequent song that we've done. And our most recent song that we've done together is probably the favorite that we've written together. So here's what that sounds like. If you pay it and you insist, I can't resist, I did my laundry today. I'll take another one, I'll take another one. 25 sheets to the wind, as I like to say. I'll take another one, I'll take another one. So yeah, it's been really great writing with him, and I feel like we are probably going to write some other stuff in the future. He's been really cool just to chat with, and just sort of, he's a talented singer, songwriter, and just he's also getting into the production space now too. So just seeing that growth within him as well is just really cool to see. So that's sort of the first client that I had. When I moved to Richmond, I joined this music collective. There's a video about it on my channel, where basically it's this warehouse that's been converted into this music gym, I'll call it, that has just like a bunch of instruments lying around that you can play, and just a bunch of musicians in the area collaborate and gather around. But there was one person that I met who was working with a female singer, and so they sort of had this duo where they were writing songs, but they didn't have like a great way to record them. And so I just said that I would record them. I didn't ask for, money from it. I thought it'd be a cool thing to do. And it was something different to do. I haven't like recorded other people. I've only recorded myself. And so this was a whole other experience where we met on a weekend, and they recorded their parts. So one of the guys recorded his guitar part, and then the singer, I recorded her vocals. And then basically afterwards, I asked them if they would want me to flesh out this track. And so I did that, and they really liked it. And here's a sample of what that sounds like.
This is the path I'm taking, and I'm on my own. Where I'm headed, I guess I really never know.
And so once I got done with the song, they really liked it, and they wanted me to produce more songs for them. And at this point, I was thinking to myself, well, I'm writing music for myself and producing, and basically the bottom line is I can't do this for free. This is what I was thinking in my head. And so I just sort of sent a message to them, say, hey, I usually charge to, produce music for people. And I'm happy to finish this track and give it to you for free. But if you want me to do any others, it would be $100 a track. So yeah, I upped my rate, which is something that you have the ability to do as a music producer. So basically they agreed to it. And so I sent them the first song for free, and we've worked on 2-3 other songs, and each song is $100. So yeah, it's been a really neat experience. And again, like the bottom line is that I'm not like going out there and selling like some businessman trying to get people to purchase my services. I think the main thing is just get some exposure somehow, which is like the main thing that I did. So once through this YouTube channel, that's how the first client I had reached out to me. He found my YouTube channel, and he doesn't live anywhere near me. He lives in California. And then the other is I just joined some sort of music collective in my community. If you're in any kind of a small, medium-sized city, and if you're a large city, it's even better, but join some sort of a music collective where you can meet with other people, because there's a good chance that if you're a producer, there's going to be someone who is a songwriter or even just a lyricist that has no idea how to sort of unlock that into a fully produced track. And so it's just been a really cool journey. It's just such a different experience to write for other people, produce for other people, versus just doing it for yourself. Because again, you have to take what they want. You have to take that into account, and not just what you feel like would sound good. It has to sound good to them as well. So yeah, hopefully this just kind of grows from here. And I hope this at least gave a little bit of insight, and maybe you don't have to be super salesy with how you approach your production. I think really it just comes down to get really fucking good at what you do. And I still have like room to grow, right? Like I don't actually think I'm actually really that fucking good, but I think I'm pretty good though. And I just, there's really no end point. It's just how much better can I get? And I feel like once you reach a certain point, people will start to notice, and yeah, people might want to purchase your production services. All right, I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you in the next video.